Good evening. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to all. Welcome to the Agentic Intelligence Masterclass series. So today is day 16 of this Agentic Intelligence Masterclass. So once again, welcome to all. Welcome to this session. Yeah, good evening, Venugopal. Good evening, Madan. Good evening, Vijay Kumari. Good evening, Rajini Neerati. Good evening, Janani Bhaskar. Good evening, Nagendra Kumar. Good evening, Pooja. Good evening, Mohammed Tawfiq. Sorry, so as per the session, day session only, we can share that link in the live. In live time only we have shared our attendance, so we can't share that at yesterday as attendance. So everyone stay aware to the based on the sessions wise. Okay, so don't forget to give your attendance. If you're facing any issues, you can give a reply to that the same session. We can give an alternate way for that. So don't asking like this yesterday session link, can you share that? Sorry for that, we can't share this. Yeah, Gulam, good evening. Jose, yeah, good evening. Arokya Jaya, good evening. Manaraj, good evening. Yeah, Tridham, welcome to the session. Good evening. Good evening to all. So once again, welcome to the session. So last class we was discussed about the theoretical part of multi-agent system. So what is multi-agent, how it was work, this kind of things we was discussed in the last class. Today we can continue with that. Today's concept is trustworthy, responsible and safe agent architecture. So it is not a big concept, just like that, how we can use the trustworthy agent, how we can trust one particular agent, how they have taken responsibilities in based on the works wise, how it was safest for our personal work. Like that way we have discussed theoretical way. So okay, just a minute. First, yeah, as usual, today we have discussed about this topic in theoretical way. So before entering the topic, I have to show one particular model agent. So already we discussed multiple agents, right? Start with that email sending agent to object detecting agent, multi-language translation agent, as well as personal assistant agent, and also summarizing agent. The multiple kind of agent we was discussed in previous sessions. Followed by that, today we can discuss about the hand gesture detecting agent. So that was related to the object detecting. So I think day 10 or 9 we was discuss about the object detecting agent. That was a computation related thing. In real time camera wise, they have to accessing the object and detect the name of the particular each object. Same like that here, today we have discussed hand gesture detection. So here also we can using one particular model, that was different AI model we are using here. So that is already I told this, there is not much difference between the AI to agents, AI agents. One particular tool we are represent to the agent, right? Then technical term we can say like the agent. Here we can advanced models, advanced transformer things, and concept we have to use comparatively AI concepts. There is a difference between the AI to agentic like AI agents. So as usual, I have to show you first the practical way of hand gesture detecting agent, how they have to detect based on the human signs. So now I have to show like this sign. It was a peace one, and it was a okay, like that way, or thumbs up, or okay, or super, like that way. So as a common people, we are easily understand and we can deliver to our response, emotions or our words, everything we can deliver into the words wise. But what was that? Like especially disabled persons, they have to they can't contact others with voice or else they are using the sign language, especially able to children's or people's everything. So they have to using the sign language. How can we understand? The machine can understand the sign language. So that's why we can show the one model example of that particular sign language. Here they have to detect the hand gestures symbols. That's it. Okay. So now I have to show you that. Yeah, now it's there already. Okay, I can using ideally. Okay, I can open the file. Yeah, here is that. I think now it was clearly viewed to your display. So first I try to check this properly work or not. Yeah, exactly. It's getting some error based on the library missing error. Okay, the version is missing. Okay, fine. Just a minute. Okay, again I try this because it's getting any errors. Okay, just a minute. I think we have to using the version 10th version is important for this. We will try this. I already told that based on the image processing techniques they have to follow by the different version. So I think it is helps to it is expecting the 3.10 version. Yeah, now it is there. Okay, it takes some time to execute, so kindly wait. Try to use a different version. So 3.10 just now you was installed that, right? So now I try this. Here also is taking any errors means we will discuss on later, okay? Because now we don't have a time for that, so that's why okay, still it is running, so we have to wait for some time. Oh, sorry, I forgot, I closed that particular main window. Still it is executing. So you must wait. Maybe some libraries has to be missing, means they have to initiate now. So what is that exactly it contains means it is based on the computer vision concept. The computer vision is helps to CV2 is represented with the computer vision like OpenCV. Here also I have given libraries installation syntax, and the NumPy is followed by that the array handling concept. The media pipe helps to connect the every model to our camera and everything. They have to connect with that each other, and then TensorFlow it's handling the frame, and what is that exactly inside the frame is there. They have to handle that. Okay, still it is running. Okay, yeah, so now it's executing, you can see, but we have to accessing the camera. So it's executing right now, but we have to give accessing for the camera. Yeah, I think my webcam is not working for that. So as usual, object reduction we are facing one issue. Same issue will appear here. Okay, so once I run this, you can see that output, then only we can move on to the explanation about this. Now the camera will access the, okay, you have to show the window. Yeah, now you can see my frame will be here now, right? So if I show the piece, so based on my finger, the outline, the draw line wise, they have to create my finger folding, and the every inches wise they have to deduct the sign of my hand. So it was thumbs up. Okay, yeah, because now I using my system camera, so based on my features wise they have to differ. Now you get thumbs up, it is a thumbs down, and it is a call me. So now we can do showing like a call me, right? And then which one is there? Stop or live long. Stop. Okay, I have to show this. So we have to show the proper way. We have to show our hand, then only they have to detect like that. You can see similar changes is there. They have to change the class name also. So live long or live long, right? And then okay, right? It's a okay, and it's a fist. Call me, thumbs up, and then which one is there? Rock is a rock, right? So almost 10 different signs is there. Okay, so now I close the window, it is not execute, close that. Once I click a Q button, then only it was closing the window. Okay, so I think now I show the class name file, yeah, gesture names file. So now you can see, I think, so it's a okay, peace, thumbs up, thumbs down, and call me, or stop, or rock, a live long, fist, smile. So now it's the smile, right? Smile and a fist, live long, rock, stop, call me. So based on my hand sign wise, they have to differ. Around 10 signs is there, hand signs is there. Okay, so already I try this. You can see this is my exact output. So now by showing like this, a thumbs up. Okay, thumbs up now. Okay, so now I have to explain this. So followed by the computer vision, the NumPy will be handling the array concept, and media pipe be connecting the every model to our frame, and TensorFlow is followed by that the model initialization, and TensorFlow or Keras is combinedly it's work on the load our pre-trained model, and K3 is a version of the Keras model. So now we can see, right, Python is also convenient for the different version. Same like that. Before that we have tried with the 3.13. Now we can try with the 3.10. So versions wise they have to differ, right? So that's why. So here also Keras also same like that. The K3 is a Keras 3 version, and initialize the media pipe is the media pipe hands. So now they have to fix that how many hand they have to detect at that time. So mp.solutions.hands means the hands of number of hands. So mp hands dot hands, maximum number of hands of 1. So now we can followed by that only one hand at the time they have to detect. The minimum detection confidence is 0.10, the range of the our distance between the camera to our system, what was that, hand. And MP draw is drawing the utils. Drawing the util means they have to create one line in my hand, right? That is the drawing utils. So based on the drawing lines wise, the gesture has to be detected. The camera has to be detecting the particular signs, my signature signs, right? And then models, kt dot models, and load the model mp hand gesture. So this is my model, pre-trained model. Already it's available in my folder. So now we can see the availability folder. So in these two things, assets and variables wise, they have to differ. Saved model, the pickle file is there. Pickle file is there. Inside the file, the particular pre-trained model is available. Okay now. So now we can initialize the gesture name. That also we will see just now. The gesture name, individual gesture text file is there. So once we accessing the run the model, they have to take that particular file, get it from our local system. Okay, so a class name, the read the file. Based on the file, after the reading, they have to close that, the print entire class names in a one by one. Then initialize the webcam. So web camera is now my webcam is not working, maybe some issues, that's why I can using my system camera. The 0 is a represent to the system camera, I mean default camera. Captured of cv2 dot computer vision dot video capture, real time video capture they have to detect. And while true, when the frame will be true means they have to execute this process. So three different variables, it helps to assigning the frame in one by one, like array values wise they have to assigning the frame inside the our model. So frame is equal to cv2 dot flip. So they are, already we know the camera will invertly they have to show that. So based on our hand wise they have to flip the frame, automatically they have to execute the signatures. And framer GB means they have to execute the color range of that. cv2 dot convert color, the frame is a color, it's not black and white, it's a colored one, they have to converting into the gray color wise for their understanding. Then get hand landmark prediction. So based on the line wise they have to predict my signs. So hand dot process my hand, the result will be print into this empty list. Okay, and then post process means before process, how it is happened, already completed process. So based on my landmarks wise they have to detect the lines, what is the signature exactly I have, the human has to be, a user has to be shown. They have to detect the hands LMS, that means landmarks wise result dot multi hand landmarks. So they have to detect, say single hand is there or multi hand is there. So at that time which hand is clearly viewed in front of the camera, that only single hand only they have to detect. So for LM dot in hand landmark, so like x and y is length and width wise they have to detect. Finally it's executing one by one and drawing the landmarks on the frame. In our display they have to creating the line, that is landmarks they are executing in our frame. And the predicting the gesture, the model has to be predict the gesture based on the hand landmarks wise, and ID and a class name will be initiated here. Finally the prediction will be there in the frame. So cv2 dot put text, the frame of the class name is a 10 to 15 range of the distance, and cv2 dot font style of our text, and the color range of our frame, and line of our index. Show the final output. So cv2 dot im show means they executed the output into our frame. So when I click the Q button, then only the frame has to be end, otherwise it is executing repeatedly. So the cap dot release, it helps to releasing the window. A destroy all window means they have to came out from the other windows. Okay, so now I run this again, you can easily understand. For understanding, I repeat again, run this. Okay, now you can see the frame will be came in front of the particular window. So when I have to show my hand in front of the camera, then only they have to execute. Otherwise, the back end process, system running is not showing to us. Okay, now I have tried to show you. So it's a thumbs up and thumbs down and okay, or yeah, it's a fist, I think. Yeah, now it's showing like a fist, right? It's a rock and smile, call me. So now you can see at the time the only one hand will be detect. So now if I move with the another hand, they automatically detect changing to the line will be changing to the another hand. Okay. So like this way, the everything will be happen. I mean, in my frame. So inwardly, I have to show my hand means they have to detecting that. Okay, fine. So like this way, the everything will be executing like hand gesture detecting will be there. So now I end this one. When I click a Q button, then only it starts doing the execute. I mean, close the window. Okay. So now you understand what is it I try to exactly say. It's a hand gesture detection concept. So it's one of the agent hand gesture recognized as one of the agent. So we can develop this in upcoming sessions or upcoming sequel version of our next masterclass. We can try to improve this. Okay, fine. So now we can enter into our concept. Yeah. So today's concept is a trustworthy and responsible for our agent architecture. So we can discuss now. Okay. So yeah. So the foundation, why safety architecture is important. So any kind of things we have to expecting the safety feature. Based on our personal things we have to initiate here, right? Mohammed Tawfiq, don't spam the message. I already told, I mean give a reply to you. So we can't share the previous class attendance. So kindly stay aware to the based on the session day attendance. So again I try to don't spam the message. We can't share the previous class attendance, sorry. And next one, yeah, AI agents are increasingly autonomous systems. So they have to, without human interaction, they have to repeatedly works and they have to repeatedly doing their work, right? So that's why we can say there's post security or safety is important. So now the AI agents are increasingly autonomous, making decisions that affect the user's business and the society. Without the proper safeguards, agents can perpetuate the biases, cause irreversibly harm, or fail catastrophically in each cases. So the challenge is not just a technical; it is an architectural one. Systems must be designed from the ground up to be trustworthy, with the safety mechanisms embedded at the every layer rather than be bolted out after the word. According to the recent studies, organization implementing the comprehensive safety framework experience so 73% fewer critical incidents and significantly higher user trust scores. So most of the places we are um, wrong way to use the technology, right? The deep fake and face swapping and money threatening. So like that way we have to use that in technology. We have not every people will follow. They are using the technology in a goodest way. So that's why we can say that 73% every people will experience the critical incidents. I mean unwanted incidents only they have to facing. So then safety is important for the everywhere. So in recently the ChatGPT will give a wrong answer for their peoples, right? So one person will be I think it has happened in America or any one country. One old man, it's a very depressed mindset. They have to interact with the ChatGPT. The ChatGPT will say you can bought this kind of tablet. You can do like commit suicide like that way. They have to say the man will be get to this zone out and try to stop their life. Try to like that commit suicide. So like that way, not everywhere it's happened. One or two places it will be happened because there are also machines, right? So we only be aware of the technology. Okay, every time I have to say this, right? So next one, 3 pillars of the responsible agent. So bias mitigation and reversibility and safety check. Bias mitigation is nothing but any small mistakes we have to do any places, we have to resolve that particular one. So in food industry is most focusing on their hygienic thing, because it's a food product. Any one, like any our human hair or any nail or anything, any kind of particles is present in the food means immediately we have to give a complaint to the FSO side, right? Food safety department, we have to give a complaint. So the food industry is majorly focusing on their hygiene. Same like that, is not for applicable for the food product only. Everywhere we have to point out our mistake. We can solve that. That is the important thing of comes under the responsibilities also. Okay. So bias mitigation means detecting and correcting the unfair patterns in training data and model behavior and decision output. So fairness metrics monitoring and diverse training data set and regular bias audit. These are the 3 things is important in the bias mitigation. And reversibility is enabling the rollback of agent action and maintaining the audit trails for accountability. So transaction logging and undo mechanism and state shots. So the re-examine in education department we have to do that. Re-examine, they have to apply that. They write proper way, but they are still also they have to fail in their exam. The students also try to re-examine a revalidation like that way. That is reversibility. Every work we have to done means we have to once recheck that one, so we can properly do the done this one or not, like did or not, like that way. That is a reversibility. The safety check means the multi-layer validation systems that prevent the harmful action before the execution. So pre-execution validation, runtime monitoring, emergency stop protocol. We have to compare it to our education department wise. The revalidation means one teacher will correcting the one particular paper. So next time the another two different teacher, another teacher or another 1 or 2 teachers, they have to revalidating the particular paper. They have to try to get the pass mark in their exam. So like that way, it's applicable here also. It's not a single agent. It's not single person is not enough for to checking the one particular thing. 1 or 2 people, they have to validate that to confirming their safety checks. It is fit for our routine life, like that way. It's applicable for agent design, every applications also. Okay. So bias mitigation means we have to correct the small mistakes and we have to note out the every minor problems also. And reversibility means once we have to re-monitoring their work or recheck their work. The safety checks means validation. Another 1 or 2 people to validate the particular process, completion process. These are 3 pillars of responsible agent. And understanding the bias in agent system. So bias in AI agents as a manifested 3 critical phases: data collection, model training, and inferences. So already we know that every AI model has to be working like this, right? Data collection is everywhere, is there. We can collect the data, then only we can train the model. Inferences means we have to recheck the model. The final output is an export, and evaluation is an export. Before that, we have to validate the particular training or model. Okay, so each phase requires the specific intervention to ensure fair outcomes across the all user groups. So data bias is accused when training data underrepresent or misrepresent certain demographics. For example, hiring an agent trained primarily or historical data may perpetuate past discrimination patterns. That is a bias. That is a minor mistake. There are 3 different biases: the data bias, algorithmic bias, interaction bias. Data bias means they have to get the data. They not check with that it is a fit for our applicable for our work or not. That is a data bias. Algorithmic bias means they have to choose a proper model or not. So when models optimize for metrics and that inadvertently and disadvantage specific groups. An agent optimizing for the engagement might show the different content to users based on the stereotypical assumptions. So it is fit for, it properly predict the positive or negative, both things they have to properly predict or not. So now the review prediction means, or like Twitter review analysis, the concept is that working like they have to predict the positive review as well as negative review also. Based on the query wise, they have to detect it is a positive, it is a negative, like that way. So that's why they have to equally predict the both things. That's why it's algorithmically bias. Interaction bias is developing the during deployment when agents learn from the biased user interactions and creating the feedback loop that amplify the existing prejudices. Yeah. So while it is interacting the user, final steps, the evaluation step, it is affecting our deployment. So after deployment, we have to facing some issues. Sometimes ChatGPT is not give a proper answer, or any chatbot, any company chatbot, they not give a proper thing, like that way we have to facing that. That is interaction bias. After the deploying, we have to facing some issues. That is interaction bias. Okay. And then bias detection and mitigation framework. So detecting, analyzing, mitigation and validation. Detecting means we have to point out the mistake. Analyzing means we have to analyze the test cases and examples. We have to what kind of way the mistake will happen. Mistake was happened, right? That is analysis. Mitigation means apply the techniques like resampling, reweighting or reprocessing. That was a mitigation process. And validation is again we have to recheck that it is properly work, this time is properly work or not, or again we have to revalidation or reprocess the concept or not, like that way we have to do that. Then reversibility, the undo button for AI. See, everywhere it is happened, every word document or what was that presentation, everywhere the undo option is there. Once we have done any mistake means we can resolve, again we have to go into the previous one, so we can click the undo button. Why reversibility is matters, like important. So unlike the traditional software, AI agents often operate in complex real world environments where action have cascading the consequences. Reversibility provides a critical safety net. In case we are doing any presentation, preparing a presentation, mistakenly I have to click escape button or delete button. How can I rescue? I mean, rescue means how can I retake that? With the help of the undo. But now our system having control Z or control Z, some places we can give it that they have to go into the previous step. So it is better thing. It's a convenient for the every works. We can easily correct the mistakes. So that's why. Consider an agent managing the cloud infrastructure that mistakenly scales down the production servers during the peak traffic. Without reversibility, the business impact could be the catastrophic. Effectively, reversibility requires the three components: comprehensive logging, and state management, and a rollback mechanism. I already given from overall way I have to set this reversibility. It helps to retake, regain the previous work. It is not work out, it's not satisfy for me, so I have to go with the previous one. I can easily do that undo option. It's going to the previous slide or previous work. Okay. So just a minute, I have to post the attendance link. Okay. So I have shared the attendance link in a chat box. So kindly check it chat box. So Mohammed Tafik, today's attendance I was shared in a chat box. Kindly check it that. Don't ask it the next session. Okay. So don't forget that. Okay, now so reversibility architecture is a example for reversibility architecture. E-commerce recommendation agent we have to build for an example. First step is a decision layer. The agents are reducing the price of the product in 20% based on the lower conversion rate. The snapshot including to the original price, inventory level, and the current demand metrics. This is a decision layer. Execution layer is a price changes they execute the transaction ID linking in the decision log. So 20% we have to give a low conversion rate, but the restore the product level is a $49. It's triggered one. I have to fix the $49. Then monitoring the layer wise, the alert trigger if conversion drops means further our profit margin becomes the negative. So in case if I fixing the 20% lower conversion of this, but I have to need expecting the product price is a $49. In case it is more than $50 means or more less than $49 means we have I can get the trigger point. I mean I have to get a notification from that. Again, when I go give a undo button, it's going to the reverse one. I have to again going to my changing the price based on the market range wise. I have to changing my price of the product. Okay, so monitoring layer. So decision layer is take a decision based on the market time wise. They have to take a decision. Execution means if it is the level is, I mean, market is little more down less means I have to choosing one particular MRP price, manufacturing rate price. If it is more than my market level means I have to negotiate the particular price. I mean, if I give it to the less or more based on the market level wise. Okay, so next one, multi-layer safety check system, post-action, runtime monitoring, and pre-execution validation. So we can start from the pre-executions. Pre-executive validation means input sanitization and policy checks. Next to going to the runtime monitoring, that is anomaly reduction and constraint enforcement. Finally, is going to the post-action impact assessment and automated rollback. Based on the input wise, they have to execute the one process. If it is wrong or is if it is negative to the user, I mean seller means they have to give a post-action. Again, it's going to the reduce the price or changing their product level or what was that, any changes they have to apply in their product. That is the multi-layer safety check. Every agent has to be follow this one. Practical safety check examples, that is financial trading agent and content moderation agent. So just you can read this both things. Financial pre-execution is happened is a validation rate does not exceed the position limits or violate regularity rule. And the content moderation is check the content against the policy database and filter for the harmful patterns. So before execution process, they have to checking this kind of things is properly there or not. Runtime is monitors for unusual market and conditions and can pause the trading automatically. While the runtime applies confidence threshold, low confidence decision, route to human review. So it's a trading agent. That's why it is pausing the trading. So in case unusual or unwanted things is there, they have to stop the trading. But it's a content moderation, so we have to use with the help of the human review wise. They have to take a decision. Then post action means review the portfolio risk matrix after each trades and alerts if threshold breach. And content moderation is a collect the user appeals and retain the model based on the correction patterns. Like this way, the both are working, post action and post action in financial and content moderation ways. So build your safety architecture. How can you build your safety architecture? Start with the risk assessment and implement the incrementally and text extensively and plan for the governance. So identify the highest impact failure modes for your specific agent. Use case, prioritize safety mechanism accordingly. That was the first one. In any business, before we can start, we have to check the monitoring the risk and flaws about the market. Then we have to implement incrementally. So begin with the pre-execution validation and logging and reversibility, then enhance with the runtime monitoring, build in layers. So each stepwise we can follow one by one. First we have to start with then 1 or 2 employees. Then we can improve with that 3, 4 to 5 employees. One by one we have to improve ourselves in business period wise. Test extensively. Use red teaming, adversarial testing and diverse test scenarios to stress test your safety architecture before the production. If you based on your product wise or any service wise, you can follow that. The test extensively is default. Plan for governance. Establish clear ownership and incidents response procedure and a regular audit schedule to maintain the safety over time. So every time you can follow the government rules and you can plan for your personal employees or personal works wise. You can follow with your work monitoring. Okay, start with this risk assessment and implement incrementally one by one. Test extensively based on the service, I mean market wise. Plan governance is executing the ownership and what is that exactly happened in your business. You can monitoring that. So it is a things of trustworthy and safety check of our agent architecture. Okay, so today we have discussed this one as well as add-ons. We have discussed the hand gesture model, right? So that was already previously existing that. So I hope everyone can understand. So tomorrow onwards we can go entering into the RAG model. RAG model, what is that exactly? How it was work? Everything was clearly discussed about that. I think it is little more interesting comparing with this. Okay, I will show you too, and followed by that we can enter into the RAG, how to create a RAG model and everything, discuss one by one. Okay now. So that's it. So today's attendance link I was shared in chat box. So don't forget to give it to attendance link, and it was available in a pinned comment. So I again repeat one reminder. We are offering you an internship program. So in this internship, you can get it 30 days of LMS course access. 30 days recording sessions, 90 days of LMS course access, as well as you can followed by that IET confirmation letter and certificate, participation certificate, everything you can get. So now I can't share the presentation, so sorry for that. Next class I have to show the presentation about the internship. So the internship link, it's available in our description. Anyone interested with the use of the link, you can join with their internship. Okay, so thank you so much, thank you all. Tomorrow class is a RAG model, how we can use in the agents. We'll discuss about that. Okay, so thank you so much, thank you all. We will meet on the tomorrow session. Hello. Yeah, okay. Okay, thank you all. Thank you. Tomorrow we will meet again. See you all. I think I missed some people's comments. I think the comment box is not properly showing here. So if you have any doubts, means you can ask in tomorrow session. So I can't see the every people comments here because the chat box is little more only show. I can't see every people's one. So sorry for that. Tomorrow we will meet. See you all. See you.